Adagers, we're back. I hope you enjoyed your week. Today we are getting into the plot of La Traviata by Verdi, so hang tight because the plot is hot. So we are taking it way back to the 18th. No, we're not. So we are taking it way back to the 1800s, the beginning of the 1800s, and we are following the story of Violetta Valerie, the most popular girl in Paris. She is also a courtesan, and if you don't know what that means, that's basically a term that they use for people who do sex work. And she is about to throw a party at her apartment or the place that she lives, basically to celebrate how she's overcome this huge illness. Now, what she was suffering from was like coughing fits and just general sickness, what today we would call tuberculosis, but back in the day it was called consumption. So she throws this party that everybody's going to be at, like it is the party that you want to be at because Violetta Valerie is throwing it, right? She throws this party, and at this party she meets this guy that claims to be in love with her. Who is this guy? His name is Alfredo Germont. He's a young Parisian man, and while Violetta was sick, she didn't know this, but he would come to her apartment every day, I don't know, just for the vibes, I guess, but to show his support for her and really hope that she got better. So he's at the party. Alfredo Germont is at the party. He also comes from money, which is really important because he's a part of sort of the upper class, you know? So that'll be coming into play later. The thing you need to know about Violetta is she is a free spirit. She doesn't fold for anybody. She is not about this love thing, this relationship thing. She's doing her own thing. She lives for her own pleasure, for her own life, and that's her thing. So when Alfredo tells her that he loves her, she's like, okay. Because a lot of people love her. She actually has a lover currently, the Baron. The Baron, what's his name? Dufault? Le nom c'est... The Baron Dufault. That's the guy that she's currently sorta with. Again, nothing set in stone. She doesn't do relationships. It's not official, but that is her little situationship that she has going on the side. So she does not care about a little Alfredo, young as he is. The party goes on, and the crowd, they want the Baron to, like, give a toast. But the Baron, for some reason, he doesn't want to do it. So the crowd says, Alfredo, you should give the toast. And this begins one of the most famous drinking songs in opera history. What's it called? Libiamo nei lieti calici. The Italians are going to eat me up for saying it that way. But what does it translate to? Let's drink from the joyful cups. Everybody's singing this song. They're toasting. They're drinking. The vibes are good because the vibes are high.
Libiamo negli lieti calici che la bellezza infiora. E là, fuggevol ora s'inebria voluta, libiam dolci fremiti che suscita l'amore, poiché quell'occhio al cuore onnipotente va. Ci avrà quando non sa mi ancora destin così godiamo la pace e i canti con la nostra bella in viso in questo paradiso questo paradiso
after this happens, Violetta starts one of her coughing fits and she isn't really feeling too well. And at this time, the guests have all moved to a different room, but Alfredo has stayed back while Violetta's going through her sickness. And this is really important because this whole party is to celebrate how Violetta has finally gotten better and her sickness is in the past. But for her to be going through this, it means that's not actually true. She's actually currently sick and, in my opinion, a little delusional about the state of her health. So Alfredo has stayed back and he's, trying to encourage her and just be there for her. And he again tells her, I love you and this, and that. And he sings a very, very beautiful song about it.
Io non ringanno, sì, da un anno. Unti felice che terra mi valenaste innante e a quel dì tremante vissi d'ignoto amore di quell'amor che palpito dell'universo intero misteriosa altera croce delizia delizia al cor.
He sings, and Violetta, she's like really at a crossroads here. Because, her heart is a little bit warmed, not too much, by Alfredo. And, that's beautiful that you love me and all, but love isn't really my thing. But when Alfredo gets done, she says, okay, here's what we can do. I'll give you this flower, return it to me when it has wilted, which of course is going to be the next day. So Alfredo is, he's so excited because oh, maybe I might have a chance with Violetta Valerie. And he's not just into Violetta Valerie because she's popular and she has all this clout. He genuinely cares for her, as you can see by him having been to her apartment every day when she was sick. So he really does love her. So with this flower and this excitement, he goes on his way singing his song, and Violetta is now alone, left to contemplate everything that happens. And she's really thinking, maybe Alfredo is serious. Maybe he really does love me, and maybe I should give him a chance. Maybe I should, for once, let my guard down and trust this man. But then she's like, just kidding, why would I do that? And she sings a song about how she will forever be free from men, free of life, full of life, and doing whatever she wants to because she's Violetta Valerie. is how we close out Act 1. Now, moving into Act 2, guess what happens? Act 2 takes place 3 months later, and Violetta and Alfredo are living together. So I guess she didn't mean what she's saying about being free and all that and all that. But they're living together in a country house outside of Paris. They're living their peaceful life, and they're singing about the joys of love, and Alfredo is the happiest he's ever been, and Violetta is happy too. So Violetta's maid comes in. Her name is Anina. Anina comes in, and Alfredo's like, what are you doing here? And she had just come from Paris, so he was asking Anina about that, and Anina was like, oh, I had to sell some of Violetta's property back in Paris, that way she could afford this little chateau in where they are right now. And Alfredo's like, I didn't know she was doing that so that we could be together in this house, or this place that we are, in this country house. And so he goes back to Paris to sort of ameliorate the situation and hopefully stop this. That way Violetta doesn't have to sell any more of her possessions in Paris. While this happens, guess who shows up to the country house outside of Paris, where Violetta is now alone? Guess who shows up? Giorgio Germont. Who is Giorgio Germont? Giorgio Germont is Alfredo's dad, and he is not happy about his son's relationship with a sex worker. Because, of course, in the 1800s, there's a lot of stigma about the kind of work that people in that profession do. So he is trying to get Violetta to end the relationship with Alfredo. And this was especially important because Alfredo's relationship with Violetta has jeopardized Alfredo's sister's engagement to, like, someone of nobility, okay? Basically, based on the association that Alfredo has with a sex worker, it's jeopardizing the pending engagement that his sister would have. And Alfredo's dad is like, we can't have that. Giorgio Germont? No way. So he's telling Violetta, look, you need to end this relationship with my son. You can never see him again. It's over. Tell him that it's over, okay? I don't ever want to see you two together again, okay? Because I want my daughter to get married. And my daughter also wants to get married. And we can't have that jeopardized by your little relationship, your little fling with my son. He doesn't know how serious the relationship is, and he really believes that Violetta is only with Alfredo for the money because he comes from a very rich family. But, like, after talking to Violetta, Giorgio is like, oh, okay, well, she's a little bit more classy than I thought, a little bit more pure in terms of intentions than I thought. But you still have to end the relationship. It's jeopardizing my family. So after a back and forth, an argument, Violetta tries to convince Giorgio that this is the most love I've ever felt in my entire life and I can't just let him go. And Giorgio is like, you have to. And after a relentless back and forth, Violetta, what does she do? What does she do? What does she do? I guess you'll have to tune in next time to find out. But yeah, let's do a recap so far. We are in the middle of Act 2. Characters that I like. I like Violetta. It's my thing to like the protagonist. But Violetta, in terms of her freedom from society and society constraints and societal norms, just in the fact that she isn't going to fall for any man that says that she loves. She isn't going to fall for any man that says he loves her. And she is really just allowing herself to live day to day without the thought of a man and without any worry. She has her money and she does what she likes to do. I also, you know what warms my heart, a character that warms my heart, is Alfredo, just in his pure love for Violetta. Like, he really does care about her. I don't know how this all started, but it's cute. It's cute. And then those are really the two main characters we have so far. So let me know, what do you think, and what do you think Violetta does? Does she stay with Alfredo, or does she do the noble thing and end the relationship so that Alfredo's sister can get married? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye!